Howdy y'all, Sean here with OG Disc Golf, and it's GYROpalooza time! Before we jump into that, we intended to start this channel with a series of videos on how to introduce new players to disc golf, because the whole intent here is for existing players to introduce new players and grow the sport. So we have some ideas to help on how to bring new players in, how to help them get started quickly, which actually these ideas can also help players who aren't perfect with their form, which most of us are not, including myself, very far from it. And also include in those videos ideas how to have more fun out on the course with different skill level groups. So whether you have 3 intermediate players and a beginner, or 2 beginners and a couple of intermediates, or maybe even an advanced player among the crew, we have some ideas that will help on how to get everybody out there having a fun time, improving their game, learning some new skills, and just having a laugh. Due to a recent shoulder injury though, I have been unable to throw for about a month, so instead we started with a series of mystery box openings. Alright y'all, let's gyro. See what we got. Got that open there. Should be a box in a box, but one of them I opened wasn't, and I was like, oops. So, yeah, box in a box. You gotta have sweet knives. Alright, so they're all stacked in here vertically, so we'll just pull them out one by one, and put them over here a little out of the way. And here we go, let's go with the first one, let's see what we got. Alright, that's the Axiomic Sight. So they say that's a 14.5 speed with a 5.5 glide, a -2 turn, and a 2 fade. So 14.5, 5.5, -2, 2 MVP or with all their half numbers. Awesome. So that's the Axiomic Sight, and they say that's an exciting distance driver that can provide new distance records for intermediate disc golfers, straight to understable. And of course with the gyro. Pretty sweet. All right, see what we got next. Sweet, so that's a lab second Signal. So the MVP Signal, that's an understable fairway driver. That's a 6.5 -3.1, and in some sweet swirly plastic there with the black gyro rim. So pretty cool. Next one out of the box, let's see what we got. Another lab second. That's the Hex. The Hex is a straight flying mid-range. That's a 5.5 -1.1 on the flight numbers. MVP says this is similar to a Buzz with additional glide. Cool, so we'll see. I got plenty of Buzzes to compare it to. We'll check that out. All right, let's see who's next. This is I think this is the 4th lab second. I forgot to mention earlier, I think there's 5 lab seconds, 2 recycled discs, and then the 4 special editions, which I'm guessing they boxed these just right. So the special lab seconds, then recycled, then probably the special editions. All right, so that's a lab second tempo. The tempo is a 4.40 2.5. So putt and approach, more of approach disc really. So that's gonna be kind of like a zone probably. We'll check that out and see. Got some zones to compare it to as well. Pretty sweet. And the purple and like the yellow with kind of a glitter in there or flake. Pretty nice. Particle, I guess they're calling it, because we'll see in a minute about the particle glow. All right, 5th disc out. Let's see if this is the last lab second. Oh, stuck in there a little bit. Definitely lab second there. Nice. Okay, that's an MVP Trail lab second in purple with the black gyro rim. The Trail is a 10.5 -1.1. That's a distance driver. Fair, stable to understable there. Good for beginner, intermediate levels, and maybe even some advanced players that aren't throwing with a super high arm speed, but Neat disc. Been a lot of them released this year earlier on in some special editions. So cool to have a lab second also. I have one of the earlier releases. We'll compare and see if they're any different. All right, so that should be all the lab seconds. I'm guessing the next two are going to be recycled discs. Let's see. So the R2 disc, that's MVP's recycled plastic. Let's see what we got, if that's what we got. Yep, R2 Photon distance driver. So the Photon is a 11, 5, -1, 2.5. The disc is described by MVP as a longer Tesla. Can exhibit some max distance generating high-speed turn for power throwers. Naturally wind resistant for average players and works well for sidearm. Thin disc with a sleek flat profile. So that's a lot of options there with that disc. Probably can fit into a lot of people's bags. And let's see what else we got here. And the 7th disc. So that's a R2 tempo. So that's a R2 tempo. Like we had the tempo earlier in the lab second. So we'll compare those two against each other and against the zones. Like I said earlier, 440, 2.5. Not overwhelmingly stable according to MVP, but can handle backhand and forehand drives without flipping over, making your up shots that much easier. So we'll check that out. MVP's tempo. All right, so that's the 5 seconds, the 2 recycled. So now we're going to be getting into the special edition disc. See what we got. Hopefully some crazy color combinations or something. Let's see what we got. First one out of the box. Nice, with the GYROpalooza limited edition stamp. So that's the Particle Glow Pyro. That's one of the special edition discs in the box for this year. The Pyro is being released with a non-prism ring, apparently the 2nd time ever, according to MVP. And it has a glow core. We'll show you a picture of it glowing as well here. Apparently the artwork was inspired by an actual UFO sighting from the sightings department. So that's pretty cool. Some special artwork there. And MVP says the disc is celebrated for its reliable, overstable, yet glidey flight. It's earned its place as a go-to mid-range for many players. It's a 5, 4, 0, 2.5. So pretty cool. Like the white on white there with some purpley glimmer. Pretty neat. So that's the Pyro. Let's see what we got next. Nice. So I know this is the Particle Glow Proton Particle. So that's got all the little particle flakes in there that are going to glow. We got a picture of that for you, of it glowing. So the Particle Glow Proton Particle, actually the particle was discontinued but brought back just for this run. It's an out of production overstable putter, straight flight with a fade at the end. It's a 3-3-0-2.5, and the Particle Glow plastic is like metal flake in there that glows. So that's pretty cool, and really like this disc. Gonna check it out, see how it goes. Really like the way it looks. Hopefully it flies really great too. All right, let's see what we got next in the box. 2 left, second to last. Ooh, the Wave. So that's the Wave there with the 10th anniversary edition stamp. So there's some of the MVP discs that have been out 10 years. They got the 10th anniversary stamp there. So that's a special edition 10th anniversary stamp Wave to celebrate a decade of the mole. It's available exclusively in the box. It's known, MVP says it's known worldwide for its perfect balance of turn and fade. The Wave delivers long controlled flights, ideal for massive drives. 11.5, -2.2 on the flight numbers there. Pretty sweet. I like the blue. Nice OG Disc Golf blue color there. Let's see, where can we put this guy over here? And last but not least, out of the box, let's see what we got here. That's a really sweet stamp on that one. Nice pink color, not gonna lose that one out on the course for sure. So last one out of the box was the Plasma Echo, stable to understable streamline mid-range. MVP says that this has built a devoted following thanks to its straight flight, effortless hyzer flips, and smooth, controllable turnovers. First time in the plasma plastic, 5, negative 1.5, 1. Pretty sweet there. Really good set of discs there. 11 discs in the MVP box. That's a pretty good deal, I feel like. All right, y'all. So that wraps up the opening of the MVP GYROpalooza box. But we're not going to leave you just with that. We're going to do another giveaway. So we've got a MVP Matrix. Okay, I'm not giving you one of the discs we just opened. Sorry, but it's still a free disc. MVP Electron Matrix. That's a 5, 4, negative 1, 1.5 mid-range. Brand new with the sticker, ready to go, ready to send to you. We're going to have drawing on all 3 platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at OG Disc Golf USA. Make sure you follow or subscribe and then comment on this video on any one of the platforms, MVP Matrix, and you'll automatically be entered, which will do the drawing in a future unboxing video very soon. Catch you next time. Like, follow, subscribe at OG Disc Golf USA.